Astonishing earthen structures show early Native Americans' engineering skills. Anthropology and archaeology of North America. Unfortunately, not enough has been done to examine such mounds and the North American archaeology. And this is one of the mounds at Poverty Point. Poverty Point in northern Louisiana is one of the first U.S. civilizations on record, inhabited by a community of Native Americans as early as 1700 BC, almost 4,000 years ago. In a new study, researchers show these inhabitants to be highly skilled engineers rather than the simpler hunter-gatherers they're often portrayed as being. The massive earthen structures put up at Poverty Point in just a few months or weeks are evidence that the people who lived there thousands of years ago very much knew what they were doing in terms of engineering and building, the researchers said. Even today, the center of the Poverty Point World Heritage Site is dominated by a mound that rises more than 66 feet above the ground, that's 20 meters above the ground, and millions of cubic meters of soil would have to have been shifted and piled in order to create these mounds. They are not straightforward building projects. One of the most remarkable things is that these earthenworks have held together for more than 3,000 years with no failure or major erosion, says archaeologist and study first author Tristram Kidder from Washington University at St. Louis, Missouri. And you can see the layout here is just amazing. Mound A, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers, and Mound C, Mound D, Mount B is above Mount A towards the north, and Mount E, and they're all around the river systems right there. Now, by comparison, modern bridges, highways, and dams fail with amazing regularity because building things out of dirt is more complicated than you would think. They really were incredible engineers with very sophisticated technical knowledge. And the key point of the new research is that these mounds were put up quickly. The researchers used techniques including radiocarbon dating, magnetic measurements, and microscopic soil analysis to confirm that it was constructed in an exceptionally rapid time frame, they said. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now that shows that the layering of the soil used for building, the new study reveals, there's hardly any sign of weathering between the levels of the mounds, which means they were not left exposed to elements for any significant amount of time. And they're still standing, despite the steady amounts of rainfall that has swept in from the Gulf of Mexico over thousands of years. It seems the Native Americans used a clever combination of different soil types, including clays, silts, and sand, to make structures that would stand the test of time. Similar to the Roman concrete or rammed earth in China, and also in Israel and also in ancient Greece, Native Americans discovered sophisticated ways of mixing different types of material to make them virtually indestructible despite not being compacted, says Kidder. He says there is some magic there that our modern engineers have not been able to figure out yet. Pre-modern hunter-gatherers were not thought to have really gone in for politics, but the constructions at Poverty Point would have needed people in leadership roles, as well as a large labor pool, according to Kidder and his colleagues. The people of the time would not have been able to use modern tools, domesticated animals, or even wheeled carts to put the mounds together, from excavating the vast amounts of soil to get it moved to the correct location. The site, which Kidder says may have been an important stop of religious pilgrimages, was abandoned between 3,000 and 3,200 years ago, most probably due to climate change and flooding. Now, the impressiveness of the buildings that still remain and the skill of the builders has been properly acknowledged. Kidder says, "We, as a research community and population as a whole, have undervalued Native people and their ability to do this work and to do it quickly in the ways that they did. This was published in Southeastern Archaeology, and it's by David Neild on Science Alert. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.